Wait. Why don't you say you have the microphone as well? What do you learn when you're 25 percentage? Anything? So my okay, this is the GST. Sorry? Sorry? Okay, never mind. Let's go on. Yes. Interest, okay? Discount. Got it? No, it's a lot more. GST discount and interest. That's only the back part of P5, right? Yeah. Got it? P5. You don't remember? Sorry? Well, if you go recall and you go just check. So here am I clicking on my own channel. Okay, so I have my own channel here. And I can go to the playlist. Or I can just search P5. Here. Oh, don't play all. Oh, and I can just scroll down exactly this one here is by time. In by points of time, see? Okay, here it's already at the sidebar. Oh, I have lots of things, there's at least like so many on percentage. Starting with here, we have, yeah, there was a chapter after rate. We have percentage of the quantity, and then we have discount interest. Okay, alright, so here, Ansel said you want to say something about P6. Can. So what about P6 have you learned? Increase and decrease in what? In percentage. Okay, so here we are looking at this particular page. It already tells you it's one question is a percentage increase, one question is a percentage decrease. Which question is which one? Indian, pass it on. Which question is which one? Yeah, on these two pages there's question 1 and question 2. Which one is a percentage increase and which one is a percentage decrease? On this page of the textbook, there are two questions here. Which one is a percentage increase? Which one is a percentage decrease? Question number 1, you're talking about that? Membership increase. So that is a percentage increase. Okay, then what does question 2 say? Sorry? Question 2 says percentage decrease. Decrease in what? The price of? Thank you. I see Angel annotating on it. Right, here shows the important hints are here. Membership increase, and then you have the price decrease. These are clues already stated in the question that tells you there is a percentage increase and a percentage decrease. If you look at the model bars here being drawn to you, we see the usual price, we discussed about it as the original. And then we talk about this year and last year, this year, and this year is the new one, and then last year is the original number. So if I want to tell you, now like this year, let's talk about interactive printing. Okay? Just now our friends shared. At 45, we learn things about discount. We learn things about interest and we learn things about GST. You all remember that, right? When you look at these two now, which one looks similar to a discount? Question one? Question two? Okay, very good. Or maybe I want to say question two. Why? What does discount mean? Decrease. Because lesser. So, is this actually something really new? No, it's like discount. Then if this one is about discount, decrease, then what is increase like? Like GST, like interest. But of course GST is a fixed number. Correct? Now we talk about it at 7%. In the real world outside, they go out there, you buy any food item, they charges you 9%. That's the newest rate in 2025. Next year, the textbook and next year, the workbook, they'll write the new number as well. Okay? But percentage increase, interest rate in banks, usually the number is very small, 1, 2, 3%. Or sometimes 0 point something percent, because it's a small amount. For banks to give you that amount of interest, if you put in $100, they probably just want to give you $1. They don't want to give you, oh, you put in $100, I give you another 100. Huh? Like that, I really use money, right? Sorry, no. So interest is also you usually see the numbers of percentage increase small, but when you talk about percentage increase and decrease, becomes a whole new concept. Expanded from discount and expanded from GST and interest. It comes all sorts of possibilities. Why? I'll give you an example. A new school, maybe, in 2040, it's going to open beside our school. See the block space there? Imagine that happens. A new primary school happens. Called Shangcheng Primary School. Maybe, huh? Now, what do you think when the first year it starts out, the number of students they will have? Not much, right? Compared to our school, because we've been here for a while. But the first year, they probably have a small number. And then Shangcheng tried very hard as a principal. Come join my school. We have fancy stuff, like a swimming pool. Like a vending machine in our primary school. Come join my school. And everybody got attracted. Oh yes, and maybe she says, my school, Shangcheng says, Miss Principal says, I sell bubble tea in my school. Do you see me shaking the bubble tea? And then people got attracted. What do you think will happen the next year? A lot of people join her school. And what do you think will happen to maybe our school? Maybe some numbers will drop. So which school will have an increase? Right? You see a percentage increase. But it was so attractive. Maybe at the start she only had 100 students. And the following year, because of her bubble tea and swimming pool, okay, her school suddenly had 200 students. What kind of percentage is that increase? 100%. Yeah, right. A complete double of numbers. Right? Okay, then that's an important question. Imagine that 100, and so see whether answer can answer. Imagine that 100 students, right? That went to section school. Who's from our school? It's a decrease, right? But our students 100 went over to her school. So we decreased, right? Her school, 100% increase. Does it mean that our school 100% decrease? No. Why not? Very good, that's very important there. Because the total is different. Our original amount is very different. You get it? Okay, that's a very important concept. We'll be talking a lot about this in our word problems here. Okay? So first and foremost, percentage decrease is like discount. Here. You see the bar becomes shorter. Percentage increase is like GST and interest. Is it okay? important thing I highlighted, or suppose some of you got it very quickly. It's got to do with this page here. We must pay attention to the quantity that the story is referring to. Our school is different from Xiangchen school. Our original number and the original number is different. The total is different. So the percentage will be different also. That is a very important learning that, hey, you got from that simple story here. So let's check quickly whether you are able to solve the problems here. I will suppose you have already finished these 4 problems. Agree? If you have done so, can you please flash 125 at my face now? Oh, here's a blank here. Oh yeah, and then you have only 1 sentence here. Wow. 1 sentence for a dialect. Okay, that's quite a good number of us already. So let's quickly do a quick check. I'll not elaborate much because this is supposed to be your homework. So I do want to check if you are able to master them on your own. So I will focus more on the harder questions towards the back. Okay? Okay, so very quickly, I will say these questions, I allowed you to do it freely because really they are not too difficult. Okay, let's ask the person with the microphone now. It's me, Anaki now. Anaki, what was the quick tip that I asked you, the thing that you must memorize for this chapter of percentage increase and decrease? What's that formula you must memorize?
Find original price.
Okay, always find, talk about the original price first. Okay, then?
Then find change.
Then find a change. And then after that you want to find the percentage increase or percentage
Decrease.
Percentage decrease. What would you do?
We must find change first.
Okay, so we got the change, and then to solve the percentage increase or percentage decrease, what do I do?
First, we must find change, which is 80 minus 15.
Okay, everybody, hold on. So the change is 80 kilogram minus 15 kilogram, which is
65.
65 kilogram. Okay, and then I got the change. Is that the change? Are you sure is that the change? Are you sure the change is 65 kilogram? Is he now 50 kilograms? What's the change? Is the change 65 kilograms? Is he now 65 kilograms? Or is he now 50 kilograms? He is now 65 kilograms. So what is the change? 15. The change is actually 15 kilograms. He lost. Meaning, the original mass, okay, he was 80 kilograms. He lost. It's not that he became 15 kilograms. Can you imagine if he suddenly became 15 kilograms? That's very scary. I think that is a very drastic. To lose 65 kilograms is losing the mass of an entire person. That's very scary. Okay, so that's not correct. Okay, never mind, it's okay. Mistakes are the way we learn things. So here, the word lost is the word that tells you change already. So he lost minus 15. So yes, right now, that's correct. Right now, this year, he is 65 kilograms. But we are not looking for 65 kilograms. We are looking for the decrease. So the percentage decrease, the change, is this. This is what's lost. Okay, anybody made the same mistake as Anaki? It's okay. You did so too. Okay. So that will mean that you really need to pay attention to the question. Really. Don't look at the numbers and then immediately decide on I want to add or minus. Okay? Really study the question. The question says he lost. He lost that amount. So that is already the change. So the percentage decrease will be the 15 out of the original. So change out of the original multiplied by 100%. This is the formula that we must remember. So 15 out of 80 times 100. Then you get your answer. Is that okay? So the change already is 15. So now I know why Xiang only got one sentence, because it's really a one-step question. You don't really need that step of finding his current weight. Mess. Is this okay? I leave you to solve the rest. Simplify, then you solve. Now, then we move on to the next one. Okay, again, this one, okay, so we need the original like what Anaki says, then we need the change. And then we're supposed to find, is it a percentage increase or a percentage decrease? The key thing that we must remember and memorize is put the change over the original times 100%, you will get the answer. Then here, there's this additional line that says, give your answer correct to one decimal place. That's very important. You need to round. And there is a calculator question, so I can get my calculator ready. Here, let's ask the next one. Okay, Zara, do we have the original amount? Yes, we have the original amount, and that is 5,400. Do we have the change already? Yes, we already have the change. What is the change? 600. How do you know that? What's the clue, the keyword? Left. Thank you very much. So the change is also given already. Is that 600 members left. So because they left, it is a percentage decrease. So the decrease is, I put the change out of the original times 100% is 600 out of 5,400 multiplied by 100%. I will get 600 divided by 5,400, that get me 19. And then after that I times 100, change it to a decimal, I see I get a 11.111111, and goes on and on and on. I can first round it off to 11.11, 2 decimal place, because he wants a 1 decimal place. This step is not even necessary. I can just go straight to correct to 1 decimal point. So I look at this and then I decide it's 11.1 bracket corrected to 1 decimal place. So actually I don't really need this line, or if not I can just immediately write 11.1 with the curly equal sign, because it's rounded to 1 decimal place. So don't forget the percentage symbol. Yes, rounded to 1 decimal place is also acceptable. But that statement, if you want to use equal, you must have this statement. If you don't want to use equal, then you must use the curly whirly, approximately equal symbol. Don't forget the percentage. Okay? Right. So far so good. Anybody, both questions correct? Same. Okay, good. Okay, moving on. So, similarly to how the textbook has portrayed, there's one side of this workbook, page 124, on percentage decrease. And then one side of the workbook here, pages 135, about percentage increase. Very friendly. Of course, in an exam, when you're looking at level 2 questions, then it won't be so straightforward. Now, let's ask our next person. Over there we have Kershin, right? Kershin is next in line over there. Kershin, here, it tells you it's 5% increase. Now, how do I know this is a percentage increase?
He saved more.
She saved. So save means you got more money. So is save the change or save the new amount?
New.
Thank you very much. She saved this amount in May. She saved this amount in June. Now, they are two different months. Okay? In May, she saved this amount. This is May. May. And then in June, she saved a different amount. In May, the amount was $750. In June, it's $870. Okay? These are two different months. Okay? So May and June actually are very important words as well. Correct. So you are required to find the difference between them. And that then will be the change. It didn't say, oh, she saved $800.70 extra, or she saved $870 more. That's different. It's a statement that says in June she saved this amount. So here's the change. The change is here in pink. So is the change given? Is the change given? Actually, no. You need to find. But you got a new amount. The new amount is 870. So, for this question, you need to do what Ananti has done. I have to find the change first. It is an increase. The difference between the 2 months, 870 minus 750. Which is? 120. Now, then I have the formula, change on top of the original times 100%. The change I know is 120. What's the original? Is it 870 or is it 750? 750. That is a very important thing. Being able to identify what number to put as the denominator. Okay? The greatest mistake, number one, is like what happened just now. Deciding whether I need to do any subtraction to find a change. If the question has already given you the change, then the subtraction is not necessary. There are times where the subtraction is necessary, because I need to find the change first. So that's the first common mistake. The second common mistake is I don't know what to put as the denominator. Okay, that's the second common confusion. I don't know what to put. So what I recommend you is write it down as notes. So that when you're checking in your exam time, you do not have to do the question all over again as well. There's something to check. What are the things you can check? I can check my model drawing, see whether I drew correctly. I can check whether my notes is right and I'm using the correct one. Okay, that's it. Calculator question. I can trust you to solve the rest. Do not forget the units. Is that okay? So same as the previous question, this question on the participants requires us to find the change as well, because it compares two different years, and then there's this talk about percentage increase. So I have last year as the original quantity, and then I have this year new as two different quantities. Last year it was 400. This year is 500. So you're talking about the change here. The percentage increase is here. So the change out of the original times 100%, I will say is 500 minus 400. Out of the original, that is 400 times 100%. Fairly simple. I say this question, all the numbers are so kind and friendly here. 100 out of 400 times 100%. That's 1/4 of 100%. That's 25%. That's all. Finish. Is that okay?
Yes.
No difficulty so far, right? Quite manageable. Yep. But pay attention to the two confusions that we likely have. Number one, Janisha. Okay. So what are the two main confusions that I mentioned just now?
To find the change.
Whether to find change or not, whether to subtract or not. What's the other one?
The origin.
Yeah, I don't know what is the number to put here. Okay, very important. Okay, that's it. Page 126 is on YouTube. Question 7 and question 8, you can use them as guide. They are similar to the past two pages. That's why I'm not asking us to do it now in class, because they are very similar questions to the past two pages. Please go home and do it. You'll realize that the main challenge is to deal with using a calculator actually. Okay? Knowing which number to press. How do I press decimals on a calculator? Do I use the fraction function on my calculator to help me or not? So these are the tips, okay, that will be shared in the YouTube video after you try and do it yourself at the end of the day. Okay, this is the homework, page 126. Today is Monday, it's a CCA day, so I'm not going to give you too much homework. But Shani, you have to catch up. Are you in the CCA, if I remember correctly? Sorry? Yeah, you don't always go for CCA. So are you going to CCA today? Then can you use the time to catch up your work today, Miss Hunt? Okay? Now, that's it. I want to go to the word problems here. You'll realize there is one entire page here. As with all, I will encourage you and strongly encourage you to use the space to help you to solve the questions. Okay, let's look at this question. Is this like discount or is this like GST? GST, and then what word tells you so? Increases. So just like GST is an additional amount that you have to pay, in this case you're talking about an additional 15%. And the units, of course, here is not dollars. What's the units here? Members, thank you. So here we ask ourselves the notes at the side. I have the original amount, I have the change in a question of percentage increase and decrease. I have the new amount. Of course, the question asks me whether I want percentage or not. Percentage increase or percentage decrease. Like, these are the key things I need to know. Okay, so with this written here, it helps me to look at the question closely. Do I have the original number? Yes. What is the original number? 60. Do I have the change? No. Do I have the new amount? Huh? No. Do I have the percentage increase or percentage decrease? Increase. Yes, I have this one. The question asks for what?
The members this year.
So this is asking for this. The question asks for this. I need to answer this question. And the units is members. Not percentage, but members. So looking at this here, I have the idea that I have 0% to 100%, and it was 60 members. It increased by additional 15%, and I'm asking this number. Let's ask Summer, what is this percentage here?
75.
What is the percentage of 75%? Sorry, maybe this is not clear. On top here, 60, the unit is member. Okay? So here, this is member. Okay? At the bottom here, sometimes I write it interchangeably, okay? At the bottom here, I shall write percentage. An additional 15% is percentage. So my question is, at this question mark here, what is the percentage? Sorry? 115%. It is not 75%. 60 is members. It's people. It's not a percentage. So to find this, there are a few methods. I can actually just use the one that we are quite familiar, the unitary method that Elena mentioned. So I have 100%. 100% is 60 members. Members, okay, they are people. It's not percent. At this point, 100%, the whole chess club is 100%. The whole club is 60 people. I can just go straight to 15%. No, going straight to 50% is a bit difficult. I can go straight to 10% first. If I go straight to 10%, how many people are there? 6 members. Because this is divided by 10 and this is divided by 10. So from 100%, I can go straight to 10% by dividing by 10 on both sides. And then I can go to 5% by dividing by 2. Three members. So in other words, 15% is plus 9. So at this point, I can write already that this year is 115%, and that is 60 plus 6 plus 3. Which is 69 members. Now you can of course go to 1% and then 0.6 and then times 115 again. That's mathematically possible, but calculation-wise a bit more stressful. If you know your times table well, this definitely is easier to calculate, isn't it? If I want to do 60 divided by 100, then times 115 is going to be tougher. But if I know my times table well, I can do my rate in this manner. We learned this in rate last year, right? By using the common factors. Okay, is this considered okay? Manageable? It's still a level 1 question actually. A lot more, I'll give you a little bit more explanation because I really want you to see the method of solving. Okay, but here right at the start, we already got one confusion from Summer that we need to really pay attention to. We must see the units carefully. 60 members and 15%, they are numerals tagged with different units. 60, the number 60 is with members, is people. 15% is a percentage. You cannot put those numbers together. Okay? Right. We are almost done with the day. I'm going to just pause here already, stop here. Would you want to use the remaining time to try to solve this? Okay? Then you go home and just, all you need to go home to do is to just check whether you did it correctly and then refer to the video. Is that okay? But I strongly urge you to please develop the habit of doing homework.